here we are.
Welcome, everybody, to In the Buff. Today we've got your host, Chris, and John, Cody, and Scott with us today discussing who knows what about whatever.
Great.
Not much of a host.
Incredible.
Hosts usually have some sort of band to play them in, I feel. That's what we really do need, I think. This show needs production.
Right.
Why don't we just do that?
We're poor.
Nothing's stopping us.
Like, at the very beginning, I'm totally serious right now. Do it over me talking right now. I'm totally serious. Let's just have, like, a nice little jazzy medley at the beginning, and then have it fade out as we get into the podcast.
Oh, I hate that so much. I really do.
It.
I really do hate it.
I think it sounds great. Let's but I'd
ask if we could just get like those slap buttons.
I don't know what to do with the salad and scrambled eggs.
But I know if we got like those like little reaction sound clips, I would not participate in anything. I would just be that guy.
What if all of us had a John bot, but it didn't have to be John?
I do have a John bot, but it's way different than your John bot.
Yeah.
My John bot f***s me.
Oh God.
I just wanted to say it. You probably need to bleep that, huh? Chris, you need to work on the bleeping. If you're going to bleep anything at all, it should be everything. There were so many times where I said and you didn't bleep.
Well, like...
It got monetized, so I don't know what the to do.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what, you know what a great topic will be. I'm going to go into it because I do really feel like this is the kind of thing that could carry a podcast. It's my corner, everybody. Corners, geometry. Isn't that great? Non-Euclidean geometry tends to veer away from the idea of straight lines. Isn't that fun?
I don't think that's true.
Well, yeah, non-Euclidean geometry is geometry on a round surface.
Right, but there's still straight lines.
Well, then it's a curve.
What is that word you're using?
Non-Euclidean? As in, it is Euclid. He was a geometrist. And he liked straight lines.
Okay.
Anyway. I don't know what that has to do with corners. Corner. Dang near taught her how to read. My corner, for some reason, I don't really know what occurred. You guys have been weirdly bringing up the term bucket list a lot. I don't know who brought that in. I don't know who thought that up. You guys keep bringing it to the forefront of our minds, and I don't know why we keep talking about it.
I mentioned it one time.
Hey, I almost feel like you guys have worm-tongued me, because my corner is bucket lists.
Okay.
Isn't that great?
Okay.
I feel like we could talk about stuff that we want to do before we kick that proverbial bucket.
Right.
Throughout this hour and
Right.
Because I'm bringing this to the table, I guess it doesn't really have to be like a listing of the things. It's just a discussion, right? Like we have.
It can just be the bucket
before I get hit by that bus.
Right.
But
I think I'm the one who's most likely to get hit by a bus.
I'll kick it off because I've had time to think about it. The big one for me, obviously, I think this is probably safe to say it on most people's list, would just be travel. I want to go around. I haven't left the tri-state area ever. So I'd really like to just go places.
Mm-hmm.
Iceland is up there.
Yeah.
I'd love to see Iceland.
Cold.
Cold, boring.
It's being torn apart right now.
By?
That's great.
Volcanic activity.
I think it's been doing that for a little while now, hasn't it?
No.
Wouldn't volcanic activity be
something bigger?
Yeah.
Like Hawaii.
Okay, tectonic.
Eruptions?
No, like there's
that sounds
a fault
like an
goes
EDM band.
The Atlantic plate. There's a fault
That's
that
great,
goes
Chris.
Through the middle.
That's
of it.
fantastic. I don't care anymore. I also actually wanted to go to Europe. I thought that would be pretty cool. There was a time where Tony came back into our lives, and we had talked about it for a minute. And I remember looking at flights with Chris at one point, but then she disappeared as quickly as she came back into our lives.
Right.
No offense to Tony, I can't imagine a more worthless and boring place to visit than England.
Have you met Ohio?
Yeah.
But Ohio is for lovers.
Okay.
Says who?
Hang on, Sloopy.
Are you working for the Ohio Tourism Board, Chris?
No,
I think he is.
I've regained my emo phase.
What does that have to do with Ohio being for lovers?
Apparently, Midwest emo is making a comeback.
Yeah.
Or at least social media wishes me to believe that it's making a comeback.
What is Midwest emo compared to all the other emo?
I'm curious too.
It's a band from our area, Hawthorne Heights.
Is that a
I don't
town?
know.
No,
is that a band?
That's the band.
Is that a high school?
Ohio is for lovers.
Ah, okay. It all
Can
comes
somebody
full
explain
circle.
to me what emo is? I know. Is it an aesthetic?
It's an angry sad that defines a subgenre and subculture that is, yes, an aesthetic.
And it's different than goth?
Yes.
In what way?
Goth is very much
Explain it to
so
me, Chris.
it leans into the Halloween horror aspect of it. While
Is that on your
emo-
bucket list? Goth?
No.
Then why are we talking about it?
Right. I want to go to Japan and Ireland. Those are my two places.
Goth feels much more elaborate to me than emo. Emo gets...
Go on.
You can just be, like, in some Jinko jeans and a black t-shirt and be emo, whereas goth feels like you need some more accessories, maybe a jacket, some chains, some jewelry. I think scene is probably the most performative of these subgenres. Scene, you're basically wearing costumes.
I don't even know what that means. I've never heard that term.
You'd know it if you'd seen it. Like
big-
porno
If you'd
films.
seen it, if you'd seen it,
Very
Yeah.
good. Very
Got
good.
it, John. We made
like big emo hair is what I remember from the scene.
so I'm
groups.
sorry. Are they emo or are they scene?
No, I said emo, didn't I? I meant anime.
What are you...
I'm so confused.
Drew, this has not helped me out at all.
So Hawthorne Heights is an anime. It's not a Midwest emo band.
It's an emo. It's an emo band. They're not seen.
Nobody said they were, Chris.
Scene is anime.
What?
Dude, this is like you trying to explain all these different genres of music to me. You just suck at explaining things.
I
Oh,
do.
is that what it is? Is Chris at fault?
I have to be.
When
right?
in doubt, blame Chris.
Like,
I think that's
but
safe.
the thing is like, Chris is like, there's an underlining confidence with it until we start to get loud and then it shakes. But like he has it.
You're so right.
he's gonna explain it like he knows it. Because none of us apparently know. But he's starting to say it, and the moment we start to contradict him, he doesn't actually know.
I can't remember what it was. Some episode of the podcast, but Chris said something. It was exactly what you're talking about. Chris said something, and I'm like, Chris, what the hell? No, and he's like, oh yeah, I guess you're right. And just buckled immediately. I wish I could remember what it was.
I think you guys just bully me.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I think,
Hell
yeah, it's not cool, but it is what we
Wait,
do.
what?
It is what we do.
Wait, cool kids always bully.
I'm gonna back up, and I'm gonna say that emo is more of a mindset than anything else.
Oh,
To you,
a
at
way of
least?
life.
Yeah, it's not a phase, Mom.
Right.
That's it. That's all I got. I'm not gonna elaborate.
That's great. So Japan and Ireland. Why Ireland? I know Japan. Japan's obvious. It's filled with beautiful people and anime and
And
Goths.
Hawthorne Heights.
good fish food.
Racism.
Racism, yes.
Racism in
Why
Japan.
Ireland? Why Ireland? I feel like the fish in
alcohol.
Ireland would suck cock.
I want to see.
They might.
Oh,
I want to see where I come from.
I thought you were German.
I'm mostly Irish.
But you have that really suggestive record.
What?
Right.
She got from somebody for Christmas. It was a Christmas gift, wasn't it?
Little known fact, the NRA, the
This is
IRA,
the National Rifle Association?
the IRA.
Oh, okay. All right.
There
great.
we go.
Actually supported the wrong side of history.
I could see that.
That's a bold claim to make there, Chris. I don't know if that's true.
I don't know enough. I
don't
do know that the situation over there was the IRA specifically wanted all of Ireland to be separate from
The United Kingdom.
UK, correct?
Yeah.
So I can see them not agreeing with just in general saying, you know what, you're in a war, I'm on the other side then, all right.
Yeah.
Regardless. What does this have to do with anything? I don't know why.
Cody, where do you want to travel?
Ireland has nothing to do with Midwest emo.
I agree.
Cody's still on Midwest emo. He's totally.
I've never left is the problem.
Oh,
Do you think Irish people, if you can call them that, are
For a long time we
offended
didn't.
by Irish punk, like flogging mollies and
Like
Dropkick Murphys.
Dropkick Murphys.
Dropkick Murphys?
No.
Yeah. Do you think they'd be offended?
Are they Irish? Or are they just pretending to be Irish?
I certainly associate them with that. I have no idea.
They're Irish American, but
So American,
yes.
Yeah.
not from
So-
Ireland.
See what I mean? He goes to start like he said. He starts it with
I don't even know if what he said is true. He said it confidently.
He did, and then we just
There's
berate
no way
him
you,
for it.
Chris, know that that's true unless you've tested them.
So, I think Scott's question still stands. Do the Irish just see them as LARPers
Yeah.
cashing in on their Irish, or maybe not even actual Irish heritage? Or do they appreciate it?
If a bunch of people were doing I don't know, Midwest emo in France, I think I'd be like, wait, are you appropriating my culture?
Is that okay? It doesn't seem
I
like
don't
it's
know.
okay, but I also am not gonna make a big stink about it.
Yeah, it doesn't seem okay, but I also cannot convince myself to feel anything about it.
Yeah.
Chris, I want to go ahead and just hit you with Wikipedia because that's definitely a safe bet.
I trust it more than Chris.
Oh.
They are a Boston Celtic punk group. Is how they're labeled.
Right.
Okay.
So they're Irish Americans.
No, they
I
are
can say
American
flogging
musicians.
mollies, at the very
Yes.
least, absolutely put in that Irish brogue in their singing.
Yeah.
oh, I think it'll die, like that. They try to sound Irish.
You know,
The Dropkick Murphys just sound like they want to fight people all the time.
I don't know. I wouldn't say In a Rose Tattoo sounds
Oh,
Irish.
sorry. Live, they sound like they want to fight people all the time.
Yeah. I think that's just a punk thing.
Wait, did they die?
Huh?
Great. Incredible.
What does it say on Wikipedia about that, John? Are they dead?
Oh, let
Are
me
they
see.
dead?
Hold on. You guys go
And
on.
that's-
I'll
and
just
that's
take me a minute
Wikipedia.
to read all
Anybody
this.
can edit that. Chris is
He's
editing it
waiting.
right now.
Actually, now that you say that, it just says penis. No. Could you
Chris,
imagine?
why'd you type all that?
I think the Irish Irish emo bands like the Pogues.
Never heard of them.
Okay.
Have to take your word for it.
I like them.
Their main member is still kicking.
That's his name?
What an odd Irish name.
Still kicking?
Ken Casey.
It's actually still Mickicken.
What am I talking about? It's not. Of course, it's not an Irish name. He's not Irish.
Wait, okay, hold on. Can I share with you this Irish song that I recently heard when the 2008 election happened, and
In the United States or in Ireland?
in the United States,
What's the band called?
President motherfucker Will you, motherfucker? Let me hold
He's
on.
really angry about something.
Okay,
And struggling.
And the name of the song?
it's the Corrigan Brothers, and there's no one as Irish as Barack Obama. And
Okay.
it's just a song saying like, oh, there's a lot of names that are something in Ireland, and they just had a president whose name is Obama. So they're like, it's the first Irish president, and that's the
And
whole
you enjoy
joke,
this.
and it's hilarious.
You enjoy
It's-
making a
no,
mockery
I-
of one
I-
of our former presidents. Insinuating that he is an Irish quote-unquote person.
But he's not our first Irish president. JFK was very Irish.
From Boston.
Not from Boston. He's not from Boston, actually.
Barack Obama
isn't
was
he?
actually born in Ireland. That's where the controversy came from.
I see.
I thought it
A
was
lot of he might have been an IRA sympathizer.
maybe.
Oh,
maybe.
that's a bold claim to make.
I mean, America is like
I'm just making connections.
America
All right.
is the United Kingdom's like number one ally and the strongest. So if we were just like, hey, you should give back Northern
That's a
Ireland.
pretty bold claim.
You should probably give back Northern Ireland. We could get Ireland on our side.
Who? That's an interesting question. Who do you think is the United States' best geopolitical ally on the global
Probably
stage?
France.
France.
Yeah.
France and the U.S. might be a bit too similar, I feel.
Right.
They're very freedom-centric countries.
Right. Red, white, and blue. Bars.
Well, I hadn't even thought about that, to be honest. I was just thinking about how France is always in a state of upheaval.
Yeah, right. We both have French metal statues that are big iconic symbols of our countries.
French metal
Right.
statues.
Yeah.
What
The
does France
Statue of Liberty.
They have the Eiffel Tower.
Every statue
yes, of course.
in France is a French statue, guys. Can we just...
Except the ones that aren't. There's
Yeah.
probably
Right.
a lot of statues that France stole from Africa.
Yeah, there's a lot of statues in the Louvre that are not French.
And finders keepers.
When does it stop being a statue and start being a sculpture? Can actually somebody tell me that?
That's
I
a
think-
good question.
I was about to
Hold on.
pull a Chris and be very confident giving an answer, but now I'm pulling it back because I don't actually know.
Or is there overlap? I actually have no clue.
There's definitely overlap. I think
Like, is the statue of David not a sculpture?
I'd say it is a sculpture.
A sculpture is a three-dimensional work of art that is created out of a
Man.
solid piece of material, while a statue is a three-dimensional work of art that is a representation of an object.
What?
Okay.
So I guess everything is a statue.
I think everything's a
But not-
sculpture.
Well, no, a sculpture has to be a single piece of
Material.
raw
I think my nose is
material.
bleeding.
You're okay.
But if the sculpture isn't of an object, then it's not a statue.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah. Well, women are objects.
I wouldn't say that.
Prove me wrong.
I can't.
Thanks.
Actually.
Okay.
I really hope that this episode pops off so people can be like, oh my god, he needs to get canceled. And then they'll desperately try to at me on social media and they'll be like, what the fuck is this freak doing? He's like not on anything.
Where is he? I want to be angry.
No wonder,
God, I want that so bad.
no wonder this guy's fucking views are so warped.
He doesn't use social media.
Yeah.
Hey, so bucket lists.
Oh, right.
What were we
yeah.
talking about?
Bucket lists.
What's on your guys' bucket list? We've had time to ruminate on it.
I definitely haven't thought about it at all.
You haven't?
Not in the last 30 minutes.
I want to be on the New York Times bestseller list.
Is that real?
That's lofty. That's a good goal.
Yeah.
What would you
You've
like to
never
be on it
mentioned
for?
this.
I would like to
Like
be
an
on
ad?
for
An escort ad?
I would like for a book of poetry that I write to be on it.
Okay.
but I think that's a pipe dream.
Dude, I wouldn't even say that. Like, first off, be rich. You could easily be on the New York Times bestselling list. You just buy all your own books. I'm not even joking.
That's
Right.
There's no goddamn way that 80% of the people who are on the New York Times bestsellers list got there, quote unquote, legitimately.
Right.
I think that's a known thing.
Yeah.
Like, that's just kind of
That
an
being
open
said-
secret in the publishing industry.
This might be a bit of a motivational little story for you, Chris. It's not really a story or motivational. Last podcast on the left, they straight up just made a book called The Last Book on the Left, and supposedly, totally legitimately, made it to the bestsellers list.
Nice.
And that was a bit with them for a long time, where Marcus on the show is very technically a New York Times bestselling author.
Does he brag about that? Is that in like his social
In the
media
show,
handles?
it was a bit that he did.
Chris, if you became a New York Times bestselling author, whatever it is, would you brag about it?
Of
Would
course.
you flaunt it in our face? Faces?
Is that how you
Your
would pick up
guys'
ladies?
I don't need to pick up ladies.
What about
Oh.
ladies?
I don't have to pick anybody up.
I'm
okay?
not. I'm not
in a
trying to.
relationship.
I'm not trying to creep doubt into your mind. But relationships come and go, my guy.
Right. I'll keep it in the back pocket just in case.
If I was a New York Times bestseller, I would please ask that you all refer to me as my title, New York Times bestseller.
Right. I would probably use it.
Can I call you knit bullshit?
I would probably.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
I would probably use it to garner more fame and money by doing like talks, and then they would introduce me as the New York Times bestseller.
I can tell you right now, if any of us pop off on social media, your name is going on every episode of the podcast.
Of course.
Featuring.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, so not to sound conceited or self-centered, but I have been thinking about something that I'm genuinely worried about. So for the past week, 2 weeks, Chris has been streaming a lot on our YouTube channel. Hey, you should check out our live streams because we're streaming on this channel now.
Mm-hmm.
That being said,
it'd be Monday.
Chris has been basically the primary streamer for our YouTube live content, and he seems to be developing a few fans,
I've gotten us 3 subs because of the Stardew Valley stream.
which is incredible.
I texted him yesterday, too, because, a couple days ago, I hopped onto the stream and was just listening to it, seeing how they're doing, monitoring the chat, and watching these guys interact with you. And I can't believe I'm about to say this. I feel like one of them was, guiding you through portions of the game and giving you tips.
Mm-hmm.
So, your inability to play video games was actually helping you right there.
They're mama birding you.
I mean, genuinely, I texted you the next day. I was like, dude, at one point you had 6 or 7 viewers for an hour.
Mm-hmm.
But you never went below 4 before I hopped off. And it's
Chris, here's my tip.
That's awesome.
How about you be more of a... How about that?
No, I think you're the right amount of... There was enough for you to understand what they were wanting you to do. The fishing aspect of the game, don't understand the rules of the fishing aspect of the game.
It's so dumb.
It looked
I don't understand. I watched
it
a
looks
video
rough.
on it. It is.
Well, hold on. I have a question for you, John. I haven't seen the fishing minigame at all. Scale it for me. Peak fishing minigame, Red Dead 2. Obviously.
Sure.
I'm going to say Rapala Bass Fisher 4 is probably peak fishing game for me. But go ahead.
No, not fishing game. Minigame.
I suppose the whole game is a mini game if you get right down to it.
Cody,
okay.
did you get all the trophies, all the achievements for that game that you just mentioned?
Rapala Bass Pro Fisher 4, still
Yeah.
working on it.
Okay.
Still working on it.
What I think is great is that people are actually watching the VODs.
Yeah.
And
Well, I think it's the predatory titles.
oh, maybe.
What do you mean?
Like, did you see the titles? It was like, oh, yeah, ... something. There was one. It was like Stardew Valley, comma, you get ... I have no goddamn clue what you're alluding to.
Well, like, because that was like the 4th or 5th time I used the lo-fi
Falling
beats.
for You in Stardew Valley.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, hold on. Explain it. I do not understand.
Well, it was fall, and I was trying to romance.
Not that one. You get.
Oh, because it was like lo-fi beats. You get it. That's the joke.
It wasn't even you get it. It was comma, you get ...
And you can't tell me that, like, you ran out of room for the title, because your one before that was Lo-Fi Beats. Wait, are there beats in this game? You had, like, 15 more characters at minimum.
Right. Somebody in the stream.
That is your most viewed stream so far.
Oh,
no, that's not true. Never mind. There's another one that's been out for a day and has more.
I have to go to the desert to get beet seeds.
So there are beats in the game.
I never would have guessed that. Is that a real thing? Is thing in real life?
No.
Beats aren't real?
So
no beats.
Cody,
what have been
this
something.
worries you?
Oh, right. Why I brought the thing up.
Yes.
So, help me out, guys. What happens?
I refuse to.
Hypothetically. What happens if Chris develops his own following by doing these live streams and a substantive portion of our audience is only exposed to Chris during these live streams and they're only coming to the channel for him?
Here's the thing.
I don't like how mean you guys are to Chris all the time. I want more Chris.
That's true. That's true. It's only up from there. You know what I'm saying?
What happens if the majority of our new audience do not like the three of us and only want Chris content?
I think you might be somewhat joking. I can't tell. I'm dead serious. This is like what I was talking about when I was talking about the Final Fantasy stuff. I don't like the idea of being on a channel where the principal audience is coming and subscribing and coming because of the Final Fantasy content, and I am not even remotely tethered to that in any way. I don't know what's going on with it. I'm not interested in it. I feel nothing about it. In fact, if it were up to me, other than all of the scores of views and subscribers it has garnered us, I don't want it. I don't like it. And I feel similarly to the.
I would take the cop-out answer and take the role of Chris's manager.
Yeah, you just work behind the scenes.
Yeah. I would like to be. I will tie myself to the success. Here's the thing: is Chris has another angle that he can go at with this, which he already has before. Chris has told me probably thousands of times at this point that he takes claim of face of the channel because of the trailer video that we did when we hit 100 subscribers.
I can agree with that.
And he will share the video with people and be like, you want to see me deep throat a banana?
It's the number one thing I say to new people I meet.
You know, it's incredible. You're the only one here that's not single.
I've always preferred the optics that I'm a shadow leader, but in reality, it's just an excuse that I do the least work. So I'm okay with that.
Honestly, right now, there's a level of respect that I have for you pushing to ask the shitty questions. When I say shitty questions, like, for example, we can use me with the reaction videos. But basically, as I was going through and editing that, I just reached a point where I could not filter out audio. Like, Kyle's audio was kind of messed up. Chris was really quiet at points. I breathe heavily, so sorry, Chris, for editing this.
You do.
I can't control it
more than all of us.
I try not to.
That's because he needs to say things more confidently, like me.
That's right.
But
Right. Yeah.
yeah,
What was you were trying to make
Yeah,
a point
yeah,
there, Chris or Scott, John? One of you?
John.
it's gone.
It's John.
It's gone.
No, it's John. And what were you trying to
No.
say?
It's
You're right,
no,
I'm sorry.
it's genuinely. I've lost my trail of thought.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, what I think he was trying to say was that I'm very important.
Oh,
I'm probably
yes.
the most important. I'm also the most humble.
Thank you. No, what I was saying, I did it again. It's going to be on my mind now that you called it out.
It's like Cody
What I was
like
saying
being a millennial.
was you are pushing to ask the questions like, hey, where are you at on this? You know, what's the update? What are you doing? Like, we don't want to make this a job, but we want to try to at least keep a standard to it. We should try to get things out in a timely fashion.
I know I've talked to Cody about this. I think I've talked to all of you about it, maybe. The whole reaction thing, I think at its core, just a bad idea. But the reason that I wanted it to happen was because I know I told Cody this, was because I strongly felt that if we could just make something that wasn't a podcast episode, it would like click something in our heads that'd be like,
Yep.
oh yeah, we can just do stuff. We can just make whatever the hell we want. So hopefully that mindset can continue forward.
That's why I appreciate Chris doing all these live streams.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
The only downside to the live streams is that it is genuinely quite... I mean, this is me we're talking about. I'm subscribed to like 5 people. It is cluttering the shit out of my sub box. Like, normally I get a video a day, maybe. Like, what am I talking about? I get 2 or 3 a week. One of those from us.
It's wild to me that you were only subbed to 5 people.
I can get you the actual number. Hold on.
Why
I can
would
get you the
be
actual
sub
number.
to us?
Let's see. We'll see what we got. I don't care about giving you my sub list. I'm not vain.
Yeah, what is... let's see. Scott's top 5. H-Bomber guy.
I just said the number 5.
No,
It
he's not
might
subscribed to
honestly be
H
lower
Bomber
than
guy.
that. No, absolutely not.
He's subscribed to
Following
us. Does Last Podcast have a YouTube channel, or would you watch
They do,
it?
but I am not subscribed. I am not subscribed to it.
Okay.
It is 5. Good guess, Scott.
Do you want to guess how many I'm subscribed to?
No.
Okay.
38.
No.
Would you be subscribed to Nexpo?
Yep.
Yep.
Absolutely.
2 for 5.
Wendigoon?
Absolutely.
3 out of 5. Okay.
Is it not folding ideas?
No, I actually I almost never subscribe to the video essay guys. Oh, that actually reminds me. I have an idea, but keep going if you want to keep going.
I don't feel like Critical Role would be one that you would subscribe to.
It absolutely is.
It is one that you're sub to? Okay.
4 out of 5. Okay. And then the
And
last
you'll never
one.
get the last one.
The fifth one. The fifth one's not us, right? You already said it's not including us.
Yeah, the fourth one is technically you guys, but you guys will never get it. The last
Is it a
It's-
channel that
it's
you've talked to?
Monsi's.
Oh, okay.
It's
gotcha.
Monsi's channel.
Oh,
Okay.
She made very informative food content, like food science stuff. Regardless, I had an idea regarding the House of Leaves video. I think this is a natural thing, so maybe if you want to cut this out, feel free to cut it out. But I'm gonna forget if I don't tell you now. I thought it would be a fun idea if the different characters throughout the video that we are playing are like references or even us pretending like a parody almost of other video essayists.
Oh, okay.
Like, I thought it was so natural to me. I literally borderline dreamed this. I was sitting in bed, couldn't sleep, and I'm like, oh, that would be cool. Your character, Cody, to me, screams Jacob Geller.
Yeah.
The guy sitting next to the fire, like talking to the audience. For you, Chris, it's Floppy Cock. I imagine you would be the guy, like we would get you in a Hawaiian shirt or something, and with a whiteboard, and we need to like get a big gross fake beard on you.
Okay.
And like,
Why can't we just
drawn
use
out
his big gross real beard?
sure,
It's not
absolutely.
big enough.
I highly recommend you watch Floppy Cock. Anybody, if this has not been cut out, I highly recommend Floppy Cock. He's great.
Not subscribed to him,
for
though.
me, I am not. And for me, I don't know. I figure the voice that I'm going for is probably more akin to like one of the really pretentious ones, like a Super Eye Patch Wolf or a Folding Ideas. Probably Folding Ideas is the voice I'm trying to channel.
Okay.
If any of them. Regardless, I just thought that was a fun idea that we could like directly, because the more I'm thinking about this video, it's about House of Leaves, but it's also in my head becoming about video essays.
Yeah.
Right.
Regardless, bucket list, huh?
Oh, right. Bucket lists.
I guess it's a bucket list for me. I mean, it's not something I'm in too much control over, but I would like it to happen, that the channel does in some way pop off. I would love that to happen before it's all over.
Quick sidebar. Did you know that the term bucket list originated with the 2007 movie?
That's horseshit, dude. There's no way. There is no way.
It had to be from the, like,
I
the
know
30s.
for a fact that the screenwriter made it in 1999!
Nope, sorry. You're wrong.
Oh, okay, sorry. Sorry for being so vocal about it.
Cody, you said that with the same, like, feeling as we made it up.
Total fabrication. Wrong this time. Not
What
this
is
time.
Who was that dude's name?
Jonathan
Jonathan
Frakes.
Frakes, yeah.
Thanks.
He played William Riker in...
He always sat down weird.
Yeah,
in,
yeah.
Star Trek.
It's from an
He had
accident.
he had a back problem.
Yeah.
But it wasn't it was just in Jonathan Frakes' head.
Oh yeah, he would always like
The character
hike
just
his
had a
leg
back
over the
problem, and
chair.
it wasn't
Oh.
part of the scripting or anything.
Did he? I thought Jonathan
Yeah.
Frakes actually had an accident that hurt his back.
Oh,
yeah.
I was under the impression it was a character decision.
No.
Mm.
It's the only way Jonathan can sit down that feels...
I don't know if that's true, guys.
I'm siding
I don't
with Chris
either.
on this one because I remember reading something about this.
Okay, well, whatever.
Sorry,
I don't know
you're
why
wrong.
you guys do so much research
We
about
made it
Jonathan
up.
Frakes. That's kind of a freakish thing to do.
It's total fabrication.
Sure.
But regardless, please, for the love of God, talk about my quarter.
I said my big thing.
Well, no, we talked about travel stuff, but this is more of a discussion thing. Just throw it out there. What's something you'd like to have happen, whether you're in control of it or not, really? I'd like there be some modicum of control, like I said, with the channel popping off. I'd like that to happen
Right.
before
and I said
it's all over.
a New York Times bestseller.
Great.
I was the
I don't
only one
know-
who's contributed.
I don't know how helpful this is for the discussion, but I've been thinking about this recently, and I feel, recently as in like within the last 40 minutes, I feel
Quite recently.
like I am becoming less ambitious in my life.
Oh no, I was gonna say that.
And I don't know if that's good or bad. It doesn't seem good.
Comes with age, Cody.
It doesn't feel bad though.
Yes, and that might also be bad. But
That is
a lot
interesting.
of a lot of the things that I'm like, oh, I want to do all these things when I was a kid, no longer seem all that appealing to me anymore. And I don't know if that's just because they didn't matter all that much in the first place, or I just don't have any motivation to do them anymore. And I'm just accepting that inevitability.
Well, like,
Right.
the goal is to never stop trying, right?
Never stop, never stopping.
Exactly. The goal is to always be motivated.
Like a shark.
Yeah.
If they stop swimming, they die.
So you need to
Right.
not do that, Cody.
So
You need
what
to
I'm
have
getting
it.
from this is,
You need to have your motivations.
Cody, what we're gonna do is we're gonna contract a killer, just an assassin, to come
Okay.
for you 24/7. So you're
Oh, no.
constantly going.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on a second. What does that have to do with getting him motivated? He's just gonna be dead.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Can't stop. It's like, what's the movie where
with both eyes open.
What's the movie where, like, he had to, like, shock himself to stay alive?
Crank.
Couldn't
Crank, yeah, high voltage.
Then he has sex
They
with that
really
lady.
mistreat women in that film.
Oh yeah.
Well, they're objects, so.
Oh my god.
I've heard that. A problem I've had to buttress your point, Chris, and say it in a much less muttering and blithering manner. You don't necessarily fail until you cease the effort.
I see what you're saying.
That's what I was saying.
And
If you keep getting back up, you never really lose.
Absolutely.
Right. It's not about how hard you get hit.
Thanks, Rocky.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that sentiment, if I'm going to be honest. It feels very nice. At the very end of the day, though, to me, it feels like an empty platitude. It really does feel like, oh, if you just stand back up, after you fail, then hey, you haven't failed yet. And like, bro, what if it were that easy? You know? You know it's not that easy. Everyone who says that knows it is not that easy. To just be like, actually, no, I don't give up. I don't fail. I choose not to fail yet. And that's the thing, is I choose not to fail yet. I'm delaying this fantasy that maybe one day it won't all end in tears. But actually, it just does, though.
That's okay. I 100% agree with you that it's not about just getting back up. It's about
drive.
learning what you
we stay
why
hungry,
you failed.
we devour.
Great.
100% reason to remember the name.
Yeah. It's not about getting knocked down. It's about learning why you got knocked down and trying to better that path. Like, if
Learning
you're
from
going
your
for
failure.
a promotion at work and you don't get it, you can say, like, yeah, sure, cool, I didn't get it. Or you can say, like, okay, well, why'd this person get it over me? What did they have that I didn't have to offer? And you can take that route to then see, like, this is what is expected of me to succeed in this area. But if you just say, like, darn, I'll get it next time, you're not really trying again. You're just doing the same thing over and over again. You're going to get the same results every time.
I mean, I totally agree on that point, but only on that point. Like, if it's a situation like, oh, I didn't get this job, I need to, what can I do to change? There are plenty, I think the vast majority of situations aren't like that. Where if I fail, is it an example that I am not correct for this path, or the path is not correct for me? And it's like impossible to know unless you're just deciding in the moment, actually, you know what? All of the effort that I've put into this since I first failed and kept failing has been for nothing.
I mean,
and if you don't do that and continue to fail until the end, then you're the bad guy. You're the one who just couldn't see it. You're the one who was too stubborn to let it go. And how would you ever know unless it just works one day?
Is it better to try and fail than to never try at all?
I guess it's about perspective. It's like I said, if I could look into the future, right, and know that you will never succeed at YouTube, I wouldn't be trying right now. If I know that no matter what I do, this is wasted time, then I would just be spending time with my friends rather than spending time with my friends while also stressing about not being good at YouTube.
Yeah.
Do you think we're bad at YouTube?
I don't think you can be necessarily bad at YouTube.
I think you can.
Never mind.
I think
Absolutely.
you can too.
I think we just
can
watched.
as well.
I think we watched 4 hours of H Bomber Guy about how you can be bad at YouTube.
Well, I mean, he's quite successful at YouTube though. Before the H Bomber Guy video, I don't know if he was being bad at it. To be fair, I'm talking about the guy whose name I never forget. James
Somerton.
Somerton.
I think it's Subaru, actually. It's James Subaru.
Right.
No, James Subaru is the car dealership down the road.
Right.
Regardless, it's just, whenever anybody tries to be motivational to either me or just anyone in general, and I happen to see it, that's what goes to my head, is just like you are being so direct and simple-minded about it. And I'm glad that maybe works for you, but bro, it doesn't. It doesn't work for me. And it's because I'm not just thinking about, I need to try again. I need to change. I need to be better next time. Because it's just not that simple. What if I'm the asshole who won't give up despite all of the signs telling me, hey, actually, you're not right for this? And I get trapped in my head about how am I supposed to know what the correct thing to do is? This is kind of goes into my whole.
Oh.
This goes into my, idea about, I joke, but it's similar. It's a similar place in my head about how when you compliment someone in public, it's like verbal rape. Where I am not in control, you're trapping them. And who knows what damage I might do to someone if I literally just say, I think you should keep going for this. Because I don't know. Why do you think I know better than you? Why would I think that you know better than me? That kind of thing. And it's just, it's
something that's interesting about what you're talking about is its representation in media. Because we love stories about like the person that never stopped, and though they suffered for years and years, they finally made it and achieved their dream, right?
Oh, hell yeah.
But you're kind of right in that isn't reality, though. And you can, like, you can go this whole time and then not make it. So society that had fed you this story lied to you about it.
Like, there's a really dark world where a guy hears motivational advice, you just keep getting up, you keep trying, and that guy is literally like a weird, creepy stalker type who just keeps, like, going after the same lady over and over again.
Right.
And she obviously doesn't want his attention, but he keeps getting up, he keeps trying, he will change for her, even though that path is simply not for him. And I'm not saying, there's just more to consider than, I don't know. I don't even really want to say this stuff because I don't know if it's okay to even think this way. I don't know if I'm the one in the wrong for thinking that, like, maybe it's not okay to just tell somebody to keep trying sometimes.
So I don't think the message or the lesson here should be, hey, if you have failed, stop trying.
Absolutely.
I think the message should be, hey, if you failed, maybe you're doing the wrong thing, and you should try something that you can succeed at.
Be mindful. But even then, that's just empty, vapid. Like, all we can use is our own judgment at the end.
I'm at a weird spot with this, because I'm at that exact junction where I've lost nearly all of my motivation with my job.
Yeah.
The only thing that keeps me showing up is that I feel like I hold a responsibility for the people that work under me.
This is going to sound like a joke, but I'm genuinely asking. Like, the paycheck, it doesn't...
I could find another job. That's keeping me there right now, but I now have 2 years of management under my belt. Over 2 years, 2.5.
You and I have had very serious conversations about how, I mean, not that I know shit, but I feel like that'd look really goddamn good on a resume.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
But it's just, I've reached the point where, like, my associates are the ones that I'm coming into work for. Like, I'm getting out of bed, like, last minute, going to work, showing up right at the minute I need to. I'm not getting there 10, 15, 20 minutes early anymore. I'm not pre-prepping things anymore. I'm just doing it as I go. And, like, I've seen, like, my motivation die, and my initiative is kind of out the window. I've hit this serious level of burnout where I don't think there's any room for me to get promoted anytime in the near future in the company. So why take the time to try to better myself? And there's still the toxic thing that I grew up knowing was not a choice for me is I always have to strive to do better in the things that my parents expect me to strive to do better in. Like, my parents think everything that I've done in this job is incredible. And I told my mom probably a year ago, like, I'm ready to quit. I'm on my last leg. I'm starting to look for new jobs. And I had to sit there and listen to an hour-long conversation how she knows I'm the kid who will never give up and I will always try my hardest and I'm always going to get the job done and I'm always going to strive to do better. I'm going to make all the people around me better. And that's when it's definitely gone too far because it builds somebody up into this impossible stature. Like, that is an impossible expectation. To be able to come into a certain place every day and make the people around you better every single day, that's impossible. That's ridiculous. But I think that's the reason why I haven't quit over the last year.
I think that's the Sigma grind set.
Is it? I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, better every day. Keep hustling.
Mm-hmm. Plus, John, you're 30 now. You've got
what?
1 foot in the grave. You've only got a few more years left.
That's true.
So maybe do something
What's
you like.
What's the human life expectancy like 27?
Yeah, he's already pushing maximum density.
Here's the thing, Cody. Once you hit 30, 90% of the shit you liked is out the window now. Like, honestly, my favorite thing to do is complain about how Taylor Swift is ruining football.
What?
I don't know. I'm just making up a popular thing.
You're
right now. I don't
vamping.
Not a lot of people know this. When you turn 30, your colors change.
Excuse me?
Colors. What do you mean?
The colors. The colors change. They're different now. Like, my brown is no longer brown.
Your hair?
No. Like, John, come on, you're 30. You know what I'm talking about. You and I are the only 30-year-olds in this podcast.
I'm a little lost, you know.
Yes, and, huh? Yes, and.
Dude, I'm finding myself raging at video games again, Cody.
That's
now
good.
That I've been 30.
That's good. Having any kind of emotion is better than none.
Yeah.
Even if it is bad emotions, like anger over trivial things. I suppose. Maybe. Actually, maybe not.
John.
Hey, we're near the hour mark, so I'm going to go ahead and throw my bucket list out there.
Great.
Oh, hell yeah.
Finally.
I want to be
way to contribute, John.
The old man that's sitting in a park that's feeding the birds. But I just want to cuss out every single person that goes by. I want to be like that just like senile old man that like you get under people's skin, but then the person that's with them's like, hey man, it's not worth it, dude. It's not worth it. Until somebody finally doesn't have that person, and then I'm in a walker the rest of my life or a wheelchair.
Your short life.
So like in 20 years. In 20 years, if you guys see me...
John, you want this in 20 years?
If you guys see me in... Well, I've already got 1 foot in the grave. If you guys see me at Mills or like, I don't know, some other park, the Brookville Park, mind your business, okay?
How would they know it's you?
If there's a runner going by, I'm tripping them.
You want this? You want this? To become this?
Here's the thing, John. I don't believe you. I don't think you do want this. And if you do, you're not going to do it. I don't think you're this kind of person.
Wow. Little did Cody know that this is exactly how to motivate John to do anything.
It's not because
this is exactly how
I don't want you to pursue your dreams and to do the things you love and to be happy. But maybe I'm nobodying here. I don't think you believe these things.
I mean...
You're just trying to generate content.
Oh my god. Wait, hold on a second. We can film him doing this.
Absolutely. I would be okay with that.
20 years down the road.
Mm-hmm.
We'll still be going strong. We'll be at 4K subs.
I'd be, 4 years away from retirement at that point. Okay. Okay. You think, wait, hold on. 20 years down the road, how many subs?
4,000.
Okay.
No, we'll probably
That's double.
We'll be at
That's
about
double, baby.
No, we got 2 in 11 years. So I think we'll be at about 6 in 20 years.
Well, I've heard that your sub rate is like your metabolism as you get older.
Oh,
It speeds
slows
up?
down.
Slowing down.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm not a doctor.
You telling me your speed's up, Cody? Your metabolism sped up?
I might have misunderstood.
Something's up on him.
Okay.
What do you think that is, Chris? Well, hang on. He hasn't
What's in
explained
your,
what
what's
it
your
is. How can
bucket
it be
list,
Chris?
Cody?
What?
What's your bucket list?
I just told you I don't set goals for myself. So I don't really have a bucket list.
Yeah.
Other than just
There's
like
nothing you
general
just, like,
life
wanna-
accomplishments.
Not even really accomplishments. Nothing you just like. You don't want to see something like the Grand Canyon or something.
I think it'd be cool, but I'm in no rush.
Yeah.
Right.
I'd like to go to the moon.
Ooh.
I don't think I would.
If there's a world where like commercial travel to the moon becomes a thing before I go, I'd like to be able to do that. Especially if that could be the way I go.
Mechanical
Actually,
failure?
that's something. If it is in your guys' power, this is how I want it to happen. I want to be cremated and then forged into an axe.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so it's up to you guys. You guys got to handle that because I'll be gone.
Yeah. What would you want the axe to do?
Just like, I guess you guys could share it.
Okay.
So,
Yes.
And I'm going to haunt the shit out of it if I can.
While we're on this subject, I will. Usually, how I pass my time at work is I will ask the leadership that's right below me, just like random spontaneous questions. And one of the questions was, well, they've started doing the same thing. One of the questions they asked me was like, if you could control how you're gonna die, how would you do it? And I went on to elaborate with it, where I would get cremated, and then I would want Scott to hold on to me so that he could give me away as a gift to Cody on Christmas. So that Cody needs to fucking hold on to me for a year. And I know I'm gonna be right there by fucking George Bush in the fucking bathroom.
Oh yeah, you're gonna be in the bathroom for sure. Right on the back of the toilet.
What will you be? Like in an urn?
Sure.
You're not an axe? That's boring.
I mean, I didn't think that far into it, but just the idea of like, hey, you gotta hold on to me for a year.
Yeah. Until
I
I
want you guys
regifted
to trade me.
for gold.
No, like with each other.
Oh, okay.
Could you imagine, Cody, that you've now started this with like 8 different groups of friends, and they've started with their own friends, and it's just spread throughout the entire world?
There's just a rotation of urns and axes in your home.
Somebody just passing me along, and I'm just going from friend group to friend group.
Hey, here's a wacky Christmas gift. It's my friend's cremated ashes. Bet you never got that before.
Thanks.
This axe used to be my other dead friend.
I just can't stand the screams anymore.
I hang it on the towel rack in the bathroom.
I was supposed to give it away to Chris this year, but here he is.
But speaking of Chris, here's this dildo.
Gang's all here.
I was just gonna have myself like a full body taxidermy.
It's funny because I'm the youngest, so obviously I'll outlive you all.
Yep.
And
Yeah, but you live dangerously. You rock climb.
yeah,
do cocaine.
rock climbing is actually pretty safe.
Yeah, we need to talk about
the
your
cocaine
cocaine.
is definitely not. You're right, Chris. I'm living on the edge with that one. Could you imagine if I just, in the spirit of the podcast, just kept it going, but I just talked to Scott the Axe, John the Urn, and Chris the Dildo?
Talk to Chris the dildo. Sure, yeah.
I remember what my actual answer was. I wanted to be turned into finger paint art.
Oh,
like I wanted my
interesting.
ashes to be mixed
Okay.
with paint and then like turned into finger paint art, and then be gifted to you.
This was a real thing that artists used to do. It was called mummy brown, and the pigment was created by grinding up dead
Grinding up.
Egyptian mummies.
Is this what you meant by our browns were changing?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Great improv. Maybe. Oh, yeah, but speaking of your cocaine usage, like at the end of his campaign, he kept screaming white lightning at us, and we assumed it was an ability that the enemy was using, but in fact, he was just having
He
withdrawal
kept
symptoms.
ducking behind the DM screen all the time.
Yeah.
Great.
I'm glad we're bringing it up now in the podcast,
Yeah.
in this safe space.
You know, I always believe that you air out your laundry in front of everyone.
Yep.
Cody, do you have a line in front of you right now?
I don't. No.
A line to get cocaine, maybe.
Oh, is that what you were referring to?
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you picking up at, like, the Walmart pharmacy or something? I don't know. I don't know what people do.
You gotta get a prescription for that one.
Yeah. Great.
Luckily, my
Well, I guess,
okay.
more bucket list content, huh? I can think of some more. Like, I just talked about places I would travel, but there's plenty of stuff that I'd like to do. I'd like to, I guess, it would be awesome if I could, this is the kind of stuff I know will never occur, but I would love to be able to. I would love to drive a race car on a racetrack.
That would
Or
be
at the very
pretty
least,
awesome.
a very fast car on a racetrack. Or,
That might be cool.
like, I would love to, I've always wanted to forge something, like an axe out of someone's ashes.
Yeah.
Are all those
Yeah.
required? Or could it just be forged out of steel?
It could be anything. I would forge a dildo out of steel.
Interesting. What would
Those
you
are the
use?
only two things I can think of.
What would you use as the mold?
Probably Chris.
Yeah?
I'd use his asshole as the mold just so I know it fits.
I don't think that's how molds work.
Yeah. I'd stick something in there. Like,
That's just a weird little spot where it goes a little further.
I get it all hollowed out, then I'd pour in the mold. Then I'd put that in polystyrene. What is it? What's it called?
Resin?
Yeah, sure. Then I put that in resin, bring it out, pull out the thing. Then I gotta look at that mold. Look at that.
You know what? I think we've lost the ball here. Let's just end it here with making a dildo out of my rectum.
Yeah.
It was
I think
making an
that's good.
axe. Wait, was that
Was
not
it
a
an
dildo?
axe?
Wait, it was a dildo?
No,
I think
Scott.
it was a dildo.
Scott is the axe. Chris is the dildo.
Yes, and you're
Right.
the urn.
Right.
It's like the
It'll
three
be a
gifts
weirdly
to
shaped
Jesus.
dildo. It'll be
Mhm.
weirdly shaped.
It'd fit perfectly though.
Absolutely. That's the point. As long as Chris is there to use it.
Yep.
Would you use it? For me, Chris, if I made a dildo for you, would you use it?
I thought his ashes were the dildo.
This is a different scenario, John. Yes, and
I'd give it a go at least once.
you're a pervert. You make me sick.
Well,
You'd do that
we
to a
knew
gift?
this.
You'd shove a gift I gave you up your asshole?
If it was meant for that,
That you made or bought.
I made it.
You
With
would
his
put
two hands.
something up your ass that your friend had his hands all over, and he was probably sweating while he made it.
I probably wouldn't.
Oh,
Sterilize
it's hot in there. I'd fold it like it was a katana, too.
This here's katana.
She's got my back. There we were.
Goodbye, everyone.